You're listening to the Experiencing God Day by Day podcast, brought to you by Blackaby Ministries International.
June 5th, God weighs your motives. Proverbs 16, verse 2. All a man's ways seem right to him, but the Lord evaluates the motives. How quick we are to question the motives of others, yet we are so slow to question our own. When others harm us, we may assume the worst of intentions. When we are guilty, we often excuse our offenses, concluding that others are far too sensitive. Regardless of how we monitor our motives, God weighs them in the scales of his righteousness. It is futile to try to deceive God with our pious justifications, for he sees our hearts. Is it possible to do the right thing for the wrong reason? Of course. You can attend worship services with a heart that is far from worshipful. Isaiah 1, verses 10 to 17. Could you show concern for the poor and yet have a heart that is opposed to God? Judas did. John 12, verses 4 to 8. Could you make bold statements of love for Christ and actually be aiding the work of Satan? Peter did. Matthew 16, verses 21 to 23. Could you offer sacrifices to God and be in total disobedience to him? King Saul did. 1 Samuel 13, verses 8 and 9. Could you pray with the wrong motives? James said you can. James 4, verse 3. Many things cause us to do what we do. We can be motivated by good things, such as love for God, compassion, generosity, and faith, or our actions can come from unhealthy motives, such as pride, insecurity, ambition, lust, greed, guilt, anger, fear, and hurt. It is even possible to do the best things based on the worst motives. When the Lord measures our motives, he looks for one thing: love. All that we do should proceed from our love for God and for others. 1 Corinthians 13. Take time to look past your actions to what lies behind them. Ask God to show you what he sees when he examines your motives.
This podcast is based on the book Experiencing God Day by Day by Henry and Richard Blackaby, published by B&H Publishing Group, music by Mark Brown.